Ever wondered why gossip spreads faster than truth? Gossip isn't small talk, it's social currency. It shapes who rises, who falls, and who gets forgotten. Research from evolutionary psychology shows gossip once helped tribes survive, warning others of threats. But today, it mutates into something darker, a weapon for social ranking. Nietzsche once wrote, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster." Gossip makes us both the hunter and the hunted. It whispers in office hallways, family dinners, even online threads, subtly reshaping reputations. What if the very words you ignore are quietly deciding your place in the social order? Let's unravel the shadow. What makes gossip so addictive? It's not the story, it's the power. Neuroscience reveals gossip triggers dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. We feel bonded, included, even superior. Plato once warned, "Wise men talk because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something." Gossip cloaks itself as connection, but underneath, it's a hunger for control. Imagine it like fire, warming when shared with care, destructive when spread without thought. Every whisper places someone on trial without their presence, and still, we lean closer, we crave the heat. But at what cost? To understand gossip is to unmask our secret dance with status itself. Why does social status feel like survival? Because in ancient tribes, rejection meant death. Evolutionary anthropology shows our brains still equate exclusion with danger. Gossip acts like an invisible court. It tells the group who belongs and who must be exiled. Aristotle said, "Man is by nature a social animal, but this animal fears banishment more than hunger." Today, losing face online can feel like being cast into their wilderness. One rumor, one screenshot, and suddenly your social fire dims. Status isn't vanity, it's survival. That's why gossip grips so tightly. It holds the keys to belonging while hiding the chains of manipulation. Here's the sinister truth. Gossip builds empires. Politicians, celebrities, even corporations rise on waves of perception. Research in social psychology shows people don't need facts. They need a story. Gossip supplies it. Machiavelli wrote, "It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles." Gossip shifts those titles. It dethrones kings in whispers, crowns leaders with rumors. Think of reputations like glass towers. Gossip is the stone no one admits to throwing, yet everyone watches as the cracks spread. To the powerful, gossip is fuel. To the vulnerable, it is poison. But to all, it is proof of how fragile status really is.
Why does gossip always spread faster than truth? Because gossip feeds on emotion, not evidence. Cognitive science reveals negative information is processed more deeply than positive. It sticks. It scars. As the philosopher Kierkegaard said, people demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought, which they seldom use. Gossip feels like freedom, but it enslaves us to half-truths. Imagine rumors like wildfire. Truth is the bucket of water, always arriving late. Once a spark ignites, no logic can stop its spread. Gossip isn't about accuracy, it's about velocity. And that speed reshapes reputations faster than reality ever could.
Why do we listen, even when it feels wrong? Because gossip gives us an illusion of control. Studies show hearing negative stories about others makes us feel safer, more prepared. Yet it's a false armor. Seneca once wrote, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." Gossip conquers by convincing us we're observers, not participants. But the moment we lean in, we become part of its chain. Picture a spider's web. Every word sticks. Every listener becomes entangled. We mistake awareness for wisdom, but in truth, we're feeding the very system we fear. Gossip doesn't just shape others, it reshapes us. Here's the cruel paradox. Gossip unites us, then divides us. Social scientists call gossip a bonding mechanism. It signals loyalty to the group. But every bond built on another's ruin carries hidden cracks. Confucius said, "The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions." Gossip flips this truth. We exaggerate in speech, diminish in action. Think of gossip as glue mixed with acid, holding us together while corroding trust beneath. It builds alliances that collapse at the first rumor turned back on us. In chasing closeness, we create distance. In seeking strength, we reveal our weakness.
Why do people weaponize gossip? Because silence rarely wins wars. History shows rulers and rivals alike have used rumors as blades, sharper than swords. Voltaire once declared, "To hold a pen is to be at war." Today, to hold a whisper is the same. Research in organizational psychology finds gossip often emerges in power struggles. It undermines without confrontation. Imagine it like poison slipped into water, invisible, deniable, yet devastating. Those who cannot dominate through action seek to dominate through perception. Gossip becomes their silent army. And in a world built on image, perception can wound deeper than reality ever could.
But here's the hidden danger. Gossip rewires your brain. Studies from neuroscience show repeated gossip reduces empathy, training the mind to see others as stories, not souls. Lao Tzu once taught, "He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still." Gossip reverses that wisdom. It tempts us to control others through words while losing mastery over ourselves. Think of your mind as a garden. Every rumor is a weed, fast-growing, hard to uproot. Left unchecked, gossip doesn't just destroy reputations, it corrupts compassion. And when compassion dies, society fractures. Here's the final truth. Gossip is a mirror. When we spread it, we reveal more about ourselves than the person spoken of. Research shows those who gossip harshly are often projecting their own fears of status loss. Socrates once urged, "Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people." Gossip is the currency of the weak, but you are not weak. Next time a whisper comes your way, pause. Ask, am I feeding shadows or building light? Because the world doesn't need another echo of poison, it needs your courage, your silence, your strength.